Hi, good night, traders. This is Baja Pips, and today I'm going to be doing a weekly technical breakdown along with some live trading. I'm going to be trading the U.S. Open, and I'm going to start off. It's currently 9:25 p.m. Eastern China time, Monday, June 10th, 2024, and I'm going to start by looking at the sectors on the move, and I'm going to share the screen with y'all in just a moment. So you should be able to see this pop up in a few seconds. All right. So here I have my FinViz tab open and just wanted to show y'all the 1 day and 1 week performance right now. Technologies in the league, healthcare, community service, followed by community services. So we're going to be looking at some futures stocks that are in the tech and healthcare because that seems to be the highest performing sectors. And yeah, you could just use this website just for your own references. And yeah, that's about it. So we have a few minutes before the New York Open. It's currently 9:26 a.m. New York Standard Time. And so, yeah, I'm going to be looking at technology, healthcare, communication services, and it looks like energy and utilities are, and basic materials and industrials are on the drop, on the decline. So I just want to see the ones that have the most movement. And obviously, if it's going down, that's also a lot of movement. So I'll be looking at both ends of the 1 week performance. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. I'm going to switch over to my next tab. Just a moment. I have a lot of tabs. Eventually, I'm going to do some live streaming, and that's going to be something brand new that I don't normally do, but y'all stay tuned for that. A lot is coming up this season, this summer. All right, so here we are looking at lean hogs. Let's take a look at that. Right now, we are in the pre-market, but in just a moment, we will be opening up. And then I'll also break down the weekly technical breakdown after. I'll also go over my Euro USD session that I traded earlier during London Open. It was pre-London actually, and then I stopped trading it shortly after London Open because it started chopping around. I want to follow up with that chart and explain why I stopped, and y'all can see the context of the market very clearly as well. So there's gold, S&P 500, crude oil. There's a lot of things that I could trade, but there's Livecattle as well. I want to take a look at that. Soybean meal, wheat, soybeans. It's just a little bit much right now. So I'm just going to focus on a few. So yeah, we have lean hogs. You can see that it hasn't opened yet. There's also Livecattle. So these are all pretty much in the produce. So when I go to the FinViz, it should be under um, basic materials and industrials. Seems like it's the most, it makes the most sense. It's not technology, but looks like those have been dropping in the past 1 week performance. So let me go back to the tab and we are just getting started any moment now. So it's the 8th of June right here. In just a moment, it's going to show the 10th of June and we should be able to see some movement. So just wait another minute. We can see the countdown. Just looking at the price, the Livecattle is right there. We have some corn. Corn I didn't really like last week. You can see how it's kind of like, it's like Tesla back in the day. It's not really clean, the cleanest movement. So I leave corn alone. And yeah, we have about 1 minute remaining until this market opens. So I'm gonna leave corn alone, but I'm gonna look at lean hogs and Livecattle because I do like the price action on this. Looks like it's much clearer movement. And this is just my pre-market context. I'm just marking it on up. Of course, we haven't seen any action yet, but any minute now or any second now, we should be getting into this session. See my live P&L at the top of the screen right here. Just a little bit of a comeback from a slow month. It was a slow month. It was a slow week the past last week. So just recovering from that, rebounding. All right, here we go. 10 seconds to open. We don't know the highs and lows, so I'm gonna commentate price action every step of the way. Okay, here's the open. So we're dropping. Eventually, I'm gonna do dual screen, but right now I'm just taking a look at them side by side. You see they both opened up in opposite ends. lean hogs drop, live cattle is gapping up. So we'll see which one I want to go with. Taking a look at them both. There's a very strong downtrend here. So I'm going to look to potentially short this. Also want to take a look at the 5-minute chart while I'm waiting. See where we closed off last week. Doesn't really have any relevance to price action today, but we can see that it's normally range bound. So it'll normally take a gap and then fake out. That's what I'm seeing. Just, average price action. But of course, we are in the 1-minute chart, so none of that really matters. I'm going to pop this on up here. And yeah, give it a few minutes. It's not going to really do much at the moment. But also take a look at Livecattle. See the price action for this. So it looks like, oh, nice powerful gap up. Looks like we just hit some daily highs. And I also want to take a look at the 5-minute time frame on Livecattle just to kind of see what's going on here. I haven't traded Livecattle yet. I did look into lean hogs. It just became available on Top Step as of last week. So this is a new instrument to trade. And yeah, it looks like this is also kind of range bound. So they both look a little bit of range bound to me. So I'm gonna just take my time, and apologies for that. It's coming away from a little runny nose. All right, so let's just take a look at this in real time. Okay, so that looks like it's potentially gonna break on upwards. And here we go. Lean hogs looks like it might have been a fake out at daily low. So I'm gonna mark this one on off. Where's the horizontal line again? I think it's Alt H. Yeah, Alt H. Okay. Just want to make sure. So yeah, we have daily lows marked off right here. We have some daily highs right here. And I'm just going to wait to see daily highs and lows broken, taken out, and I'll be able to make my first move based on that. So just wait a little bit to finally being able to see the range. Let's take a look at Livecattle. Looks like a daily highs may be taken out, and that's really good. I'm more interested in potentially trading Livecattle. Lows of this is 177.575. So 177.575. There we go. There's a lows of the day, highs of the day. Looks like we may be potentially breaking on towards the upside. I'm going to take a look in just a moment, just following them both. And I'm going to pick the one that I want to go with. I'm only going to trade one. The one with the best price action wins. So as you can see, I'm very calm. I'm not rushing into the trade as the open. You can see price can easily manipulate a lot of traders, and that's what it normally does, especially for overnight trades and over the weekend trades. There's a gap. So on the bright side, if price does go below 92.975, I do expect it to continue on southbound, and if so, then I'm going to look for some potential shorts. Apologies for that. Like I said, I'm just a little bit of a runny nose. All right. Livecattle, nice. So we are moving on towards the upside. We are breaking up. I do like the price action of Livecattle better. So I'm going to be looking at this primarily right now. I'm going to put this right here, even though we started off right here, because I don't want the line interfering with the wicks. And yeah, so right now we have a TC north. I don't want to see price break anywhere below 177.975. So as long as we can continue that price action above that line, we are looking to go higher. But we start reversing and retracing them though. So there's a potential long right now. You can see it's kind of on the cusp of daily highs though, and I don't like that. So we do still need to wait a little bit further for that long trade to follow through. It's currently experiencing a little pullback, but yeah, once this triggers up north, I'll be more confirmed with the trade. We are on the cusp of daily highs. That's just my only concern, but that did trigger. It did close on a higher. And yeah, now we're moving on up. So this is a potential long right here, but I'm going to wait for the next entry because it's the first one. And I don't really want to be too early into the trade. Let's take one more look at lean hog to see if I'm interested in that long, or not long, but interested in this context. And this one's a little bit more choppier, as y'all can see. It is looking bearish. We do have a little spike down to low, followed by a minor pullback sideways, and we are looking to break on downwards, but it looks like it's a potential fake out. Yeah, that's a potential fake out right there. So this is showing choppy price action, and so I'm going to leave that one alone, but I will take a look at Livecattle. and I'm going to continue to follow along with this price action as we are pretty bullish. So I'm going to look for the next potential long opportunity. So if we can pause right here and trigger northbound, I'm going to look to go long on this trade. So we have about 40 seconds remaining, and then I'll be able to take that long. So just bear with me for a moment while I look for this. There we go. Google Meet just asked me if I'm still there. Of course I am. So we're just waiting for price action. It did just trigger on up, but as y'all can see, I like to wait just to follow through with everything, make sure that we are on the right side. And it does look fairly bullish. So let's wait. We are looking at some daily highs right here. We have broken and we have confirmed that we're bullish, but I can't take any trades until I see further confirmation north. So just wait. I've relieved some of my restrictions from last week, so I had a lot more stricter rules. But now I'm a lot more relaxed in my rules because I was able to pinpoint and identify the weak points in my system. So just bear with me for a moment while we continue to follow through with price action and see what's happening. 51 seconds remaining, and I'm looking for potential long. Everything does align properly, but I do need that trigger event to line up. So just bear with me for a moment while we finally finalize this minute. Okay. See, my hands are on the trigger finger and I'm ready, but there's no confirmed long yet. Still need to wait. Price is just moving sideways right now. So just give it a moment. All right, 178.575, 178.6, and we are moving on up. So 178.625 is what I'm looking to break. So we're going to look to take that one on out very shortly. Just bear with me while I be a little bit more patient. So as you can see, I got away from one pair because the price action wasn't favorable for me. And then I got into my other price action. I found the more favorable one, but it's looking a little grindy and groggy. So bear with me for a moment while I continue to look and wait. All right. Still nothing. As y'all can see, it's kind of hesitating. I'm still in favor of longs, but if we continue, see, this is an equal high, and we still haven't broken on up. So that's a little scary when looking for bulls. And I'm calling BS right now. We could continue north. Right now, we're not in favor. Look at this, nice clean reversal. And I'm more interested in this. We had a fake out. We had a pop on up. Nice, nice, nice. We reversed around daily highs, and we continue to see a nice thrust on up. So I'm more interested in this long, but I do need to wait a little bit longer. Go back to Livecattle. Maybe we get a little trigger. We did get a little trigger. Just a little concerned because this was equal highs and it didn't break. And then price, you see, it was a false trigger. So I don't know about this. This one, I got to isolate the range. So I'm going to isolate this range right now because we are experiencing some choppiness right here in Livecattle. And that is a major red flag. Maybe we'll reverse to the downside, just like we just experienced with lean hogs. But I can't take any short just yet because I need to see some triggers working, unfortunately. So I'm going to just wait. This one is not in favor anymore. Let's take a look at HEN. HEN, that's the futures symbol for lean hogs, even though it's not hens that we're trading. I think hogs are like pigs, right? All right, so new daily highs, that's good. I want to see the first trigger work out, and then I'm going to take the next trade in this sequence. We do have a full-on reversal, but unfortunately, we haven't had any valid signals just yet. Just been all chop, so that's why I'm not interested in taking a trade right away. But I am interested in taking a trade if we can get some price action in the next 10, 15 minutes. Usually I can have dual screen, but honestly, I don't know how to do that on Top Step X. I'm like still getting familiar with this platform, so probably on my next video you'll see the dual screen split. But right now I'm just like going a little old school way, back and forth. Yep, that was a good skip. Those of you that are wondering why I didn't go on this long right here was because we got like equal highs, price attempted to break higher, and then we just completely obliterated back to the downside. And then not just that, but I need to see one valid trigger working. And this trigger right here was not. It didn't even go 1R. Like stop loss is about 0.275. It only went up 0.5. So it wasn't strong enough for me to look for a long. So I stood out of that. Looking at lean hogs though as a potential runner. I could look at a couple futures pairs too. So this one I still needed to trigger. So nothing there neither. I could take a look at Russell 2000, but this one tends ew, gross. You see that? If I see something that looks very ugly, I'm staying out. I don't want to touch it. Take a look at corn. Okay, corn dropping like a what is it called? Salt shaker. Okay, so boom, boom. Got a nice little TC South right there, followed by another short that we're currently experiencing right now. So corn is looking pretty darn good today. Shit, I should look at this today. So we still below the daily lows. Got a nice little trigger. I'm right on spot with corn. I want to take a sell on corn. It's just that this trigger is a little bit late. You see, I should have gotten in like a tick ago. So right here is solid.
Order filled.
So I'm in corn. And ideally, I like to, because I'm late, I have to risk $50, unfortunately. Just a little bit late. But I'm going to go for like 1.5, maybe 2R. So 75 would be ideal. And 100 would be solid, but I haven't seen that at all this session. So if we do have a nice drop straight away, then I'll continue. So this is going to be the one I'm looking at is corn. Y'all can see it's a little expensive, but the corn futures. See, this was a trigger right here. And so my stop loss is right at these highs. So technically, there you go. Nice drop. Let's follow and see. I like the price action on this. So I'm going to bring it to break even shortly. But not yet. It's a little too premature. So yeah, dropping right here. I wanted to see it up here, but there's a spread on corn. That's what I was like a little concerned about. That's why I kept it on up here. As y'all can see, and we are dropping on southbound. If we go a little bit further south right now, see it close, I can definitely I want to keep it above this range, but we are breaking out of this range. So if it goes a little bit lower, yes, like this right now, I can trail it absolutely. 75. I'm gonna go for 2R. But if we start to hesitate, then I'm gonna bring it back. So this is beautiful. So I'm gonna collect at least 1250 on this trade. Clean. All right, y'all. So corn is beautiful. Close out.
Order filled.
So we collected some R on corn, and you can see it realized PNR right here. Yeah, that was about what, $58. So I risked 50, collected 58. It's about 1 point something R. I'm gonna put it right here on the screener so y'all can see. And yeah, this is a live trade. You can see it. You know the order number right here. I'm gonna upload this to my Twitter. It's another winning day, another winning session. I mean, I could just be done right now. and I could continue, but this is the second session I traded today, so I'm exhausted, literally that fast. Just because I literally traded London earlier, and then I came back and I traded this now. So my endurance is not so high, and so I still would like to. Let me make sure that my Google Meet is still okay. Yeah. So my endurance is not so high yet, and so I just want to assess this trade, this condition, and everything, and see what happened. But yeah, that was the real entry. This was my next entry. I did get it on a pretty nice, smooth spot, sweet spot. I could have held it, but it came to where I wanted to come to. This technically should have been my stop loss, but I did give it a little bit of space just because. But if I were entering here, stop loss is right here, and bringing it down to my target, you can see it came right around here, which is a pretty good exit. Looks like it was about 1 hour. Corn is a mean one. The spread on this is ugly. Oh no, that's why it's like, what is this doing? It's like messing me up. Okay, there we go. What the heck is this? Y'all, you see that? Trying to play me. Okay, there we go. 1.67 R. That's where it's at. So yeah, y'all can see the markets are readable. Price actions, price action. I did it in front of y'all. If you're interested in learning how I did it, my strategies, my system, how I go through my trading process internally, externally. Link is going to be in the description below. We're going to have some detail on how to contact me. But yeah, this is a one and done. I'll show y'all the Euro USD in just a moment and show y'all my orders for all my trades for today. So you can see that I did take both these trades today. But yeah, that was solid. Like I said, I did give it a little space right here because I don't know, it's just my own hesitation, but ideally this would be where I would stop myself out once the price started coming on down here. I was just a little bit late to the market. And because of being late, I just wasn't really 100% in my head on where to exactly place it. But yeah, if I were to take a short based on this trigger down here, my stop loss is literally right here. So yeah, it's a pretty solid trade, 1.67 R. So I'm going to be marking that one on off shortly. This one I got started, everything started at 21:30, and I'm gonna write down my notes later so y'all can see. But that wraps it up for my my day trading portion. I can show y'all the Euro FX. Euro was moving smooth today, by the way. There's a lot of great triggers on Euro USD. I just want to show y'all as well. I'll go back to my Google Meet because it's just me recording right now, but it shuts off if I don't click on the screen in some time. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna go back to London session, which started around 15 o'clock my time, so 3 a.m. New York time, 3 p.m. my time, and I did start a little bit right before London, so pre-London. So I just break down what I've seen, and it's also on my Twitter. So Twitter is going to be in the link below too. But you can see it was like sideways rangy movement. I already deleted the notes on the chart because I wanted to clear it up so I could continue to read price action. But it was sideways choppy. And then I seen that there was a valid trigger right here that worked. That was a TC North. It went 1.5 R in the money. And then it started reversing. So I caught the great opportunity for a short and I sold it right here. As you can see, I don't know why it says 1.08, even though it's 1.07. It's top step. They're doing some weird shit. But yeah, I got in right there. And I was literally a tick late. So I wanted to be in right here. But it got me in like right here. So just a tick late, but I had to take account for that. It was doing a little whipsaw a little bit, and then it finally took on down. And I collected I believe it was 2.33 R on that trade. I risked 1.5 pips, and I got like 4 pips or something. So it was a solid trade. And then you can see I watched it for a little bit longer. Then I started seeing like the TC South was like right here, and it didn't really go on that far before trailing out. And then clearly there's no move here, so we're in a range. And then this one right here was a potential TC North that actually ended up going, but it wasn't my criteria because at the time it was just a little bit too deep into like this former range. That's just further advanced technical analysis. Once again, I don't need to explain on this video, but then we had this real trigger right here that did not work out, and then it faked out, and kind of just trapped up in a choppiness like it did earlier. As we got into the US session, we could see that it's the blessing of reading price action. I could just read context all day. But we got into the US session and it did very similar. We were kind of grinding in a little mini congestion band. We broke out, fake out, and there was nothing clean until right around here. This looks like a nice little TC South right here. And then that would have been a clean short right there with a little stop loss. Right here. Looks like that would have been triggered out. See that right there. So coming down here, there's no move. Coming on down here, this was a little TC South right here. It did go sideways movement. Yeah, that's what I mean. Short would be right here. Stop loss would be like right there. And you can see that kind of grinded up. So that would have been good. That would have probably been a little minor loss, but then you continue trading. See TC South does continue. And this would be another short right here. Stop loss right above. That would have been a nice 2 to 3 hour trade, followed by another TC South. So you would have made up for that loss. I would have made up for that loss. So I know exactly where my trades are. It doesn't matter what I'm looking at. And then, yeah, I don't trade Euro USD after the first hour. So the first hour and a half. So right when we got to US Open, you can see that nothing really clean came out of this. I would not trade this whole time. And we're just chopping around. So I go into the stocks and that was it. So I want to go over the weekly technical breakdown real quick. Just bear with me like a few minutes. I said I'm just a little, it's the seasonal allergies. So it's just a little bit congested right now because it's springtime or summertime. Spring, summer over here, pollen is in the air. But yeah, crude oil. I'm gonna take a look at the dailies now and just break this down, and then I'll be done with the day. I promise I'll wrap it up quickly. So crude oil, we're gonna take a look at this. First time looking at it, but we finally got out of that little range, and we are looking at a potential short to the south side on crude oil. Very strong move down, very strong downtrend, and I'm going to take a look at that and further in just a moment. Bear with me. So like the craziest time to record, right when my sinuses are acting up. All right, so there's no selling for crude oil yet. We could potentially reverse back into this former range and go back into, rangy chop price action. But at the moment, we are bearish. I'm just gonna look to deploy capital towards the south side if we continue on down. No triggers yet on that. S&P 500, we were bullish last week. I started breaking on out of that range, but I didn't take any trades yet. As y'all can see, it's just hanging around the cusp of these highs. And we do need to close on above last week's highs, which is right around there, the 23rd of May. So a couple of weeks ago. And if we could close above the 23rd of May's highs and continue north, then I'm definitely going to be looking for some longs on S&P 500. But as of right now, I'm just on standby. It is looking pretty good for both, but we're not there yet. So still sitting on the bench. Ooh, a lot of trades on gold. Can't even see. Right. But we are bearish on gold. It's just that I need to see. Wish I could just let me take this off. Hold on, just a moment, y'all. Preferences, show chart executions. Okay, so we need to go below today's low. So today can close sideways and we can get a little trigger on down south. Then I'm going to be looking for some potential shorts on gold. We're not looking for these. Take a look at lean hog later though. Natural gas. Check my Google Meet, make sure it's still asking me if I'm still there. All right. Natural gas, we are bullish. We're finally coming out of that low congestion. So a lot of pairs are starting to move again. We had a little fake out right here on the 22nd, 23rd of May. There's European power alignment elections this weekend. So hopefully the market starts to clear up after those two. But there's a nice little move up north right there. But then we started trailing back to the south side and get into a longer term range. So we're finally starting to see some push on up, but I do expect these swing highs at May 23rd to be taken out. And then I'll be looking for some potential longs, but right now, no capital is being deployed on natural gas. NASDAQ, let's take a look at this. Same as the S&Ps, but NASDAQ is actually pretty bullish. We just closed on bullish. So NASDAQ, I'm actually looking for some longs. If we could break above 19,000, probably 19,200. I like to give a little space just to confirm that we are bullish. So NASDAQ is finally on its way north, and the pattern that I'm looking at is TC North um, breakout, northbound breakout. For those of you that are my students, it's called the northbound breakout strategy, but it's also TC North. So that's right there. And let's take a look at platinum. Just give it a moment while we wait for it to load. Okay, so platinum, very nice, bearish run. We were chopped up in the range for a little bit. Let's see right here. It was a little choppy range. We finally, I can't see this. Okay, we finally broke on out of this low, and this is the first trigger on down south. So yeah, platinum is bearish. And if we close below today's low, so we can close sideways today or a pullback, and we close below. I'm 100% looking for shorts on platinum. So take a look at the chart today. It's 10th of June, 2024. There's some nice potential shorts on platinum, so be ready for that. Russell 2000, I'm almost done, like I said. Russell 2000, haven't looked at this all day neither. Finally coming out of this little grindy chip chop range, chippy chipmunk range. We need to see a pause, pullback, and some more price action, unfortunately, before I take any trade in Russell 2000. But it is pretty bearish, and y'all can see how just because the other indexes are moving, indices are moving. So we have S&P and NASDAQ are moving. FinViz, if you look at my FinViz tab from earlier in the video, it did say technology sectors are on the move. And so the NASDAQ is the tech stocks for the US, the top, tech stocks. So that makes sense for that to be moving along with S&P, but Russell 2000 is doing not the same. So I do need to see a strong bullish run, preferably way out of these 2100 areas. And then I'll be looking for some potential longs. But right now, looks like we're dropping. Only other way it could look for long is if this range does expand a little bit further down south, and we could find a little reversal RD pattern. I could then take that north and retest last month's highs. So that is something to take a look at later on. Almost done, like I said. So Dow, take a look at Dow last but not least. And Dow is also doing something similar, but Dow is actually looking like a potential bullish run. We do have a possible RD north. And so, yeah, these swing highs do need to be taken out, unfortunately, because they are relevant and they're just right nearby. So I'm not fully invested in Dow longs just yet. And if there's something better, I'd rather look for those. So unfortunately, I'm not going to go for the RD north on Dow because we're so close to these swing highs. But if we can continue northbound, I look for TC North, which is the trend continuation, confirming the bull rally is solid. So I need more conviction on Dow, but I'm definitely not going to look for sells. We have a sell trigger that just happened on the 7th of June, and you can see that we're still sideways on that. And it's just not looking good because that pullback was super deep, and I don't believe that this is going down. So that's it. That's the weekly technical breakdown in a nutshell. Now, I just want to take a last look at the pairs that we were taking a look at earlier, just to see if price action was solid. So we could take a look at lean hogs. We did finally break on north. So we broke north. There was a false trigger. Like I said, I like to wait for a trigger or two to work before I take a trade. This is why. Would have took that north, would have been stopped out, and then we're back into a range. So consolidation right here, and we have a lows right here, which would have complicated the price action. You can see it's just moving sideways now. So I would not have taken any trade on lead hogs and live cattle. Ooh, nice. Live cattle I would have definitely looked at. We have a trigger right here. Yeah, highs of the day. It pulled back pretty deep. There was a fake out right here. Came out of that fake out, pulled back, and we did have our first trigger right there. And we had another trigger right here. And looks like it's definitely bullish. There's a sideways movement trigger right here. A little bit of a bigger trigger, but this one looks like it would be getting trailed out. So I think I picked the best pair of the afternoon. Like once I like I said, once I see it, I just take it. Like I didn't even look at soybean. Soybean oil was let's take a look at this. Ooh, nice. So this one pulled back. It was a little false trigger right here. So once again, we're range bound, and this isn't the cleanest, crispiest. So I wouldn't even take this but there was a little reversal attempt right here, which failed. So this is also chopping around. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to find corn. Like I said, I like to look at price action, and I pick my most favorite ones. So yeah, you can see corn did start reversing, and it looks like we're chopping up now. And the first 30 minutes is over. I only trade 30 minutes of the U.S. Stock market open, and I'm done for scalping those. But yeah, that was like one of the best trades of the day right there. Boom, boom. Then we had a little slight reversal that ended up failing, so that would have been ranged off. Looks like we're breaking the range, and the first trigger will be right here. If we can continue north, then I'll be looking for potential TC north, which is also awesome. But right now, I wouldn't take another trade. I would have to wait. But yeah, this is looking like the best price action right here on corn. Other than that, y'all see what it is. That's the weekly technical breakdown and live trading as a bonus for the day. You can see my orders were right here, and they were filled. So this was all taken today. As of today, you can see 6E. That was Euro USD. All right, so I just want to stick with today's orders. So yeah, y'all can see everything was right here. Everything was filled, and yeah, it was been a profitable day. So thank y'all for all of that. I don't know what this is. This was probably last week. Yeah, because I had a rough week last week. It was like was just getting my strategy right, and I was doing a lot of discovery in myself, and so it was more of a break even week. But on Top Step, we have a trailing max drawdown, so I had like 51.5K, and then right now, since my maximum loss limit, I was so close. So I started trading like one contracts at a time, and that's where I'm sitting at right now. But I'm gonna just trade this a little bit longer, and we'll see what the end of the week has to bring. But yeah, 2 winning trades today, 2 winning sessions, and we are up again right now. I'm gonna do the calculations in a moment and wrap it up, y'all. So great meeting, great video, and y'all have a safe week, and I'll follow up. It's another free video, another live trading session. Y'all get to see me in action. My face is on the screen. I'm not covered up. I'm not hiding from no one. Just feeling a little bit more confident in my own performance and want to show the world, like, I am who I am, and I ain't just marking up the charts and showing people things in hindsight. I actually really do this. So didn't expect this day, just randomly wanted to record it, and here we are. All right, y'all have a safe day and a safe week, and we'll follow up. Peace.